Stephen Reed knew something was wrong the moment his wife refused to give him the envelope. 500 people were watching: executives, artists, investors. The same people Stephen expected to watch him become group vice president. Instead, Erica stood beneath the centennial lights, holding his future in one hand and something much worse in the other. "Give me the envelope." "No." That morning, Stephen had called Erica useless. Now the woman he believed had accomplished nothing was standing between him and the most important promotion of his life. "Where the hell is the chairwoman?" Stephen had spent years complaining that AIN's mysterious chairwoman never showed her face. Tonight, he was finally going to understand why. She's closer than you think. 18 hours earlier, Erica Hart-Reed still believed she was preparing for the happiest night of her marriage. 20 years with Stephen, 18 years raising Anthony, and 20 years hiding one enormous truth. Tonight, Erica planned to tell Stephen that the supposedly absent chairwoman of Apex Influence Network was his own wife, and the envelope beside her contained his promotion. If you enjoy dramatic stories filled with secrets, betrayal, romance, and shocking endings, subscribe to the Storytelling Diva, because this story is only getting started. Everyone believed Erica had walked away from business when she married Stephen. The truth was simpler. She had stepped out of public view. AIN remained controlled by Hart Family Holdings, and Erica remained its deciding authority. When Stephen slept, Erica approved budgets, acquisitions, executive appointments, even his promotions. The higher Stephen climbed, the more Erica allowed him to believe he was climbing alone. She thought protecting his pride was love. That morning, she would learn what that silence had created. AIN General Counsel. Naomi Carter arrived before Stephen came home. Inside her folder was the appointment Erica had personally approved: Group Vice President, the position Stephen had wanted for years. "You still want to give it to him?" "Tonight." Naomi had concerns. Stephen had become aggressive, entitled, too comfortable bending rules. Erica defended him. 20 years of love had trained her to do that automatically. She didn't know she was signing a promotion for a man who had already betrayed her. Stephen came home just before 10. He barely noticed the breakfast, barely kissed his wife. Then a black gift box slipped from his garment bag. Erica assumed he'd remembered their anniversary after all. The lingerie inside wasn't Erica's size. The handwritten card removed every remaining doubt. Signed, S. "How long have you been sleeping with Stacy? Why the fuck are you going through my things?" First, Stephen called it promotional wardrobe, then a sponsorship gift, then a joke. 3 explanations, 1 minute, none believable. "Give me the fucking card." "No." Anthony heard the shouting. At 18, he worshipped his father. Stephen represented success. Erica represented home. And children sometimes mistake the quieter role for the smaller one. Stacy had recently featured Anthony on 2 live streams. His following exploded. To him, she wasn't a threat. She was opportunity. "Mom, Stacy works with Dad. She's sending him lingerie. Dad actually has a career. You wouldn't understand." That hurt more than Stephen's affair. Then the doorbell rang. Stacy Monroe walked into Erica's home like she belonged there. No hesitation, no embarrassment. "You found the gift." Stacy called the lingerie branding, called her late nights with Stephen strategy, called Erica old-fashioned. Then she looked around a mansion Erica's trust owned and told Erica she didn't understand Stephen's world. He needs somebody who can actually help him. What have you ever done for me? Erica waited for him to laugh. He didn't. You cooked, cleaned, raised Anthony. That's it. Mom, you're a housewife. How exactly did you build Dad's career? 20 years of invisible work, 20 years of protecting Stephen's confidence, and now her own family was using that sacrifice as proof she was worthless. Something inside Erica finally stopped trying to save them. I want a divorce. Stephen laughed, not because he thought she was joking, because he thought she couldn't survive without him. You have no job, no career. You're literally nothing without me. Then enjoy your last few hours believing that. Erica left with one handbag, no suitcase, no argument over property. Stephen still didn't know the mansion belonged to Hart Family Holdings. Cancel his promotion. Then Erica reconsidered. Cheating wasn't grounds for corporate termination. If Stephen was going to lose the empire she'd helped him build, Erica would make sure he lost it because of his own decisions. Audit everything connected to Stacy. At noon, Erica entered AIN through an elevator Stephen didn't know existed. AIN's public records named Hart Family Holdings. Not Erica. The CEO handled operations. The board handled daily governance. EH controlled the trust privately. Stephen had spent years working beneath his wife's authority without ever realizing it. For the first time that day, Erica wasn't Mrs. Reed. She was Chairwoman Hart. Stacy believed she had one last weapon, a private number connected to EH's office. She called the chairwoman to protect Stephen's promotion. Erica answered. Stephen is AIN's strongest executive. His wife is jealous and might spread rumors. Erica listened to her husband's mistress explain why her husband deserved more power. Then she gave Stacy confidence. Tell Stephen I'll see him tonight. Beat. I have a surprise. The audit found 6 contracts tied to Stacy, inflated rates, repeated vendor addresses, suspicious commissions, campaign spending that should never have been approved. Stephen's affair had crossed into AIN business. Then Anthony's name appeared. His creator account had been used to route promotional spending. Anthony might not have understood what Stephen was doing, but Stephen had involved their son. The betrayal became something worse than adultery. Stephen had another plan for Anthony. He promised him leadership of AIN's Youth Creator Division. All Anthony had to do was sign a proxy supporting Stephen's leadership proposal. EH has held this company back long enough. You'll finally have a seat at the table. Anthony signed against his own mother without knowing it. At 2:14, Naomi found the file that changed everything. Stephen's promotion campaign wasn't really about becoming vice president. It was cover. For 8 months, Stephen and Stacy had been building support to remove EH. They intended to accuse the hidden chairwoman of abandonment, force an emergency vote, then transfer AIN's profitable creator divisions into a subsidiary Stephen controlled. Stephen wasn't planning to rise beneath EH. He was planning to overthrow her. The woman he meant to destroy was the same woman who had spent 20 years protecting him, his wife. Don't stop him. What? Let him win. Then the takeover produced another mystery. Stephen's documents contained a Hart family override, not an executive password, a bloodline authorization. Only someone connected to the Hart family should have had it. Someone in your family helped him. Suddenly, Stephen wasn't the only enemy. Someone inside Erica's own family wanted EH removed too, and Erica had no idea who she could trust. Then she saw Malik Brooks. her chief strategy officer, one of the few executives with access to Hart governance systems. He handed Stephen an envelope. Knew you'd choose the winning side. Fire him. Erica refused. If Malik was betraying her, she needed the whole conspiracy. And if he wasn't, removing him might destroy a trap Erica didn't yet understand. Anthony's useful until Stephen controls the division. Anthony stopped before turning the corner. For the first time, he heard Stacy speak about him when she thought he wasn't listening. Stacy didn't see him as talented. She saw a last name, access, a vote. Anthony called Erica. She saw his name and let the phone ring. Some lessons arrive only after nobody rescues you. At 5:30, Stephen arrived with his own anniversary gift, divorce papers. I've been finished with this marriage for years. Then why did you stay? Stephen offered Erica the house, a house her trust owned, support payments from a salary her board approved, a comfortable life. He still believed everything belonged to him. You really don't know who you married. At 6:15, Stephen called the emergency vote. Erica deliberately stayed away. Stephen accused EH of abandoning AIN. He submitted Anthony's proxy, the Hart override, and Malik's mysterious envelope. The vote passed provisionally. Stephen heard only one word, passed. He believed the company was his. Stephen celebrated with Stacy. Anthony stood several feet away. Nobody noticed the one-way observation glass. Erica watched everything. Stephen had finally reached the throne. Now she only needed him to sit down. At 7:30, AIN's centennial celebration began. 100 years of Hart influence. Stephen entered believing the night belonged to him. Then Erica appeared. One director stood, then another, then all of them. Stephen's smile vanished, and the story returned to where it began. Where the fuck is EH? Stephen looked at the woman he'd slept beside for 20 years and still couldn't recognize what was happening. Ladies and gentlemen, Chairwoman Erica Hart-Reed. Silence. You wanted to meet EH. Beat. Here I am. Erica opened the first envelope. Stephen saw his name, Group Vice President, approved that morning. This was what I planned to give you for our anniversary. Then she opened the second. What the fuck is that? The position you earned today. Suspension of executive authority, termination pending investigation, immediate surrender of AIN credentials. You're firing me because I cheated? I'm firing you because you tried to steal my company. Then the screens behind her changed, and Stephen learned just how much Erica knew. Inflated contracts, shell vendors, hidden commissions, Anthony's creator account, the coup. Every decision Stephen and Stacy had made because they assumed EH wasn't watching. She had been watching all along. Stephen approved the contracts. Don't you fucking do this. Stacy did what she had always planned to do when Stephen stopped being useful. She abandoned him. Mom, I didn't know. Anthony apologized. He said if he'd known Erica was chairwoman, he never would have sided against her. That answer hurt almost as much as the betrayal. You didn't need to know I owned AIN to respect me. You only needed to know I was your mother. Anthony lowered his eyes. Erica still loved him, but forgiveness wasn't going to erase consequences. Stephen insisted his success belonged to him. So Erica finally told him everything she'd hidden. His first major promotion, her vote, the investor who saved his division, her introduction, the failed campaign that should have ended his career, her protection. I earned what I have, some of it, but every time you fell, I put my hand beneath you. Fuck you. You already did. Then Erica confronted Malik. He handed her a second envelope. The one Stephen received had been a traceable decoy. You wanted to know who gave Stephen the heart override. Malik had pretended to defect. When Stephen activated the code, AIN traced it. Malik hadn't betrayed Erica. Someone else had. Someone with heart blood. Stephen surrendered his credentials. Stacy's contracts were frozen. Anthony's creator finances entered independent review. Erica didn't destroy them. She stopped protecting them. 20 years meant nothing? They meant everything. That's why this hurts. At 11:57, Malik's trace finished. The heart authorization came from Europe, from an account dormant for 11 years. Erica knew the name before Naomi said it. Simone Hart, her younger half-sister. Congratulations, big sister. You helped Stephen? Simone smiles. Stephen was never the plan. He was the distraction. Erica had survived a broken marriage, reclaimed her company, and taken back her name. But the real Hart family war had only begun. If you enjoy dramatic stories filled with secrets, betrayal, romance, thrillers, and shocking endings, subscribe to The Storytelling Diva.